Extensive Summary of Overcoming Crisis by Myles Munroe. Introduction. Turning Crisis into Opportunity. Myles Munroe opens Overcoming Crisis by explaining that crises are an unavoidable part of life, but how we respond determines our success or failure. Whether personal, financial, or global, crises test our faith, resilience, and ability to trust God. This book is designed to help readers understand the nature of crises and why they occur, develop the right mindset to overcome difficulties, use kingdom principles to thrive even in uncertain times. Munroe emphasizes that every crisis presents an opportunity for growth, leadership, and innovation. Part 1. Understanding Crisis. Chapter 1. What is a crisis? Munroe defines a crisis as a moment of intense difficulty, danger, or uncertainty that forces change. Types of crises: personal crises, job loss, divorce, health challenges; financial crises, economic recession, debt, poverty; global crises, pandemics, wars, political instability; biblical perspective, John 16:33. Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Romans 8:28. God works all things for the good of those who love Him. Key takeaways: crises are temporary, but how we respond has lasting consequences. God allows crises to develop character and strengthen faith. A crisis is not the end, it is the beginning of transformation. Chapter 2. Why do crises happen? Munroe explains that crises occur for many reasons. Some are external, while others result from poor decisions. Common causes of crisis: global instability, economic downturns, wars, pandemics, personal failures, poor financial choices, bad relationships, natural events, disasters, accidents, sickness. Spiritual growth: God allows challenges to stretch our faith. Key takeaways: crises can be external, beyond our control, or internal, self-inflicted. Every crisis reveals something about our character and beliefs. God can use crises to prepare us for greater things. Part 2. Developing the right mindset. Chapter 3. The power of perspective. Munroe teaches that how we view a crisis determines whether we overcome it. Shifting from fear to faith. Fear makes crises seem bigger than they are. Faith gives us clarity and solutions. A kingdom mindset sees opportunities where others see problems. Biblical example: Joseph, Genesis 37-50. What seemed like a crisis, being sold into slavery, was actually God's way of preparing Joseph to save a nation. Key takeaways: your mindset determines your response to crisis. Faith transforms problems into possibilities. A crisis is often a setup for something greater. Chapter 4. Overcoming fear and panic. Munroe explains that fear is the biggest enemy in a crisis because it paralyzes action. How to overcome fear. Focus on God's promises, not the problem. Isaiah 41:10. Take small strategic steps towards solutions. Surround yourself with faith-filled people. Key takeaways: fear magnifies problems, while faith magnifies solutions. The Bible provides strength and encouragement in difficult times. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting despite fear. Part 3. Practical strategies to overcome crisis. Chapter 5. Kingdom principles for thriving in crisis. Munroe teaches that God's kingdom operates differently from the world's system. While the world reacts in fear, kingdom citizens operate in faith, wisdom, and supernatural provision. Kingdom keys for crisis. Seek God first. Matthew 6:33. Manage resources wisely, save and invest. Develop multiple streams of income. Use your gifts to create opportunities. Key takeaways. God's kingdom is unshaken by global crises. Financial wisdom is key to surviving economic downturns. Our gifts and skills can open new doors in tough times. Chapter 6. Financial crisis. How to rebuild and prosper. Munroe explains that many crises are financial in nature, but with wisdom and discipline, anyone can recover and thrive. Steps to financial recovery. Cut unnecessary expenses. Focus on needs, not wants. Develop a crisis-proof income plan. Don't rely on one job. Invest in skills that increase your value in the marketplace. Biblical example, the widow and Elisha, 2 Kings 4:1-7. God multiplied her oil when she followed divine financial instructions. Key takeaways. Financial discipline is crucial in crisis recovery. Creativity and innovation can create new income streams. God provides for those who trust Him and act wisely. Chapter 7. Crisis leadership. How to lead in tough times. Munroe explains that great leaders emerge in times of crisis. Keys to leading effectively in crisis. Stay calm. People follow those who project confidence, communicate hope and solutions. Make strategic, not emotional, decisions. Biblical example, Moses, Exodus 14:13-16. Despite fear from the Israelites, Moses led them through the Red Sea by trusting God. Key takeaways. True leadership is tested in crisis. People need vision and confidence from their leaders. Great leaders inspire faith, not fear. Part 4. Turning crisis into opportunity. Chapter 8. Innovation and reinvention in crisis. Munroe teaches that some of the greatest businesses and ministries were born during crises. How to innovate in tough times. Identify new needs that arise from the crisis. Use your gifts and talents to create solutions. Remain flexible. Adapt to change quickly. Key takeaways. Every crisis presents opportunities for innovation. Flexibility and adaptability lead to success. God gives wisdom for creativity in difficult times. Chapter 9. Strengthening your faith in crisis. Munroe explains that faith is what sustains believers during hardship. How to strengthen your faith. Spend time in God's Word daily. Surround yourself with faith-filled believers. Worship and pray through the storm. Biblical example, Paul in prison, Acts 16:25-26. Paul and Silas praised God in prison, and their breakthrough came. Key takeaways. Faith, not fear, is the key to overcoming crisis. Worship shifts focus from problems to God's power. Breakthrough often comes in the middle of the storm. Final chapter. Building a crisis-proof life. Munroe concludes by encouraging readers to develop spiritual, financial, and emotional resilience to face any crisis. God designed you to overcome, not just survive. Crises are opportunities for growth, leadership, and success. When you trust God, no crisis can defeat you. Final thoughts. Overcoming crisis with kingdom wisdom. Overcoming crisis is a powerful guide for navigating personal and global challenges with faith, wisdom, and resilience. Subscribe to the Christian Library for more faith-building audiobook summaries. Blah.